Hey guys, I bet you thought I was taking forever. This is the Shopping Block 10, the review video. What I will do is link the haul video below if you'd like to see swatches and prices of the items I'm about to review. Oh boy, this used to be a candy cane. It used to be a candy cane, so yeah. He's been waiting for it. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about what I think about these products. First up, this is the nail polish I tried. It's from Sephora, and it is the Formula X. That's their new polish. And you can see it's been on the last couple videos on my nails since then. I've had it on probably 5 days, just some chipwear in the bottom. It's the color Hubba Hubble. Really, really great. I did 2 coats. I did a base coat, 2 coats of this, and a top coat, and it lasted really, really well. The only reason that I had such tipware is because I've been opening up, you know, those really tight plastic packages, you know, on the new Wet n Wild products. That's in the next video. But yeah, it lasted really well. I would definitely buy another. I'm interested in trying some cream colors from them and some of the different formulas, but this is just so beautiful. And it looked great on, or it looks great on. Let me get it in there again. It looks great on. I just love this. This would look great over top of like a black cream color, you know, like any dark shade. It would look really great over top of that. So really, really nice. I liked it. This Armani lipstick, this is the color, it's a Rouge Ecstasy lipstick from them, number 502. Really, really great lipstick. I love it. There aren't a lot of colors that I want, but this color worked out really well for me. I have to put up a post of it on my blog channel. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll put up a blog post of it on my lips so you can see it. It's a really, really pretty color. Not too deep, but just deep enough to be really interesting and kind of like a great fall color. But there are 1,000 of these. I swear the display, it's a massive range of colors. So I would say check these out the next time you're at Nordstrom. That's where I saw the display. Really, really nice. I like the red packaging. It's easy to find in your purse. When I went out with it, it was easy to find. Next, CoverGirl. These Bombshell Shine Shadows. Very, very interesting. I got Color Me Money and Platinum Club, and I'll show those to you. And I have one of them on my eyes, and this is what I found with these. I didn't like these alone on my lids. That was kind of like you get like a sparse color, you know, it's not that interesting to me. What I did like was using them over top of other colors. So what I did today is I used a Tarte shadow pencil in a deep purple shade and then put these over top, and they're very, very nice. You could intensify the color by putting it like right in the center, but the shimmer that comes and everything like that is really nice over a deeper color. So I did like that. I've also, during the time in using these, I put the one of these on first and then put over, you know, a darker color, and that kind of, you still see the shimmer through. The shimmer still comes through. So that's where I like these. I just didn't like these alone. I liked them using them with deeper colors, because one I got is kind of like a purpley tone, and that's the one I have on today, and then the other one, Color Me Money, is kind of like a green. So I just like them with other things. Alone, they weren't that exciting to me. The Bombshell Volume Mascara, this was a really great surprise to me. I really like this. I would buy this again. It's two-sided, so you have the one side that is a really, really nice setup, and then the second side really, I feel like, kind of bumps up the volume and everything like that. But together, they're great. Now, I used them individually. I was not impressed, but together, I really, really liked it. I've been wearing this, you know, quite a bit. I like this. This is interesting. I like this a little better than I like the Smoky Eye Mascara from Bobbi Brown. This is a really, really good mascara. I would buy it again, but I kind of like this one better. So that's kind of nice because the price difference is kind of big. So the Bombshell Volume definitely gets a thumbs up from me. The Bobbi Brown was really, really great. Let me just show you the wand really quick. I kind of don't get it as far as Smoky Eye. Like, I feel like it's a super black mascara. I don't get the name. But I did get an email yesterday from the Bobbi Brown people where they have a new video up on using this, you know, to create a smoky eye look. I'm going to watch that because I don't get the name, because I feel like, you know, I just don't get the name. I'll just keep it at that. I don't get the name, but it's a good mascara. Next, Dior. I wore this a lot. I'm wearing it today. This is the Dior, what is it called? Dior Blush in Lady Red. This is such a pretty color. I love it because you can really wear it lightly or you can intensify it. So I like that in a blush. You know, it doesn't come off as too intense. It always comes off as beautiful. Because I have a, let's see, what am I, MAC NC50, a blush like this, you know, a bunch of people, even though I said it in the last video, a bunch of people are like, you know, how do you pick out blushes that, you know, will work for you? Well, this looks like a NARS color that I have, one of my favorite NARS colors that is, oh, you found it. He found the extra biscuit. Yeah. So yeah, I can really, you know, somehow just, you know, something looks like something else. I can, you know, just identify that it'll look good. But this is just a really pretty color, Lady Red. They have a bunch of other colors available. I don't want any more. I think I'm good with this. But a nice blush from Dior, and they always get a plus for packaging. They do really well packaging wise. Now this CoverGirl eyeliner, this little guy, is something that isn't new. They had this before. They just kind of, I guess, repackaged this with all that bombshell stuff. I like this liner a lot. It's so tiny though. It's so funny to me because, you know, using a liner like this, I love the tip. The tip is great. But using a liner like this, a tiny thing like this is really great. I think this is going to be something that ends up in my purse. It was really, really nice. I like the color. It's a very intense black, which is good. It's number 800. And yeah, what does this say? Wow. This is produced locally, like a couple towns over. Definitely shake it. It says that in the package, and I found out the hard way because I stored it. You know, I had it standing up like this, then I tried to use it. So you definitely need to shake it. You can hear something inside when you shake it. But yeah, not a bad liner at all. I really, really liked it. I would, you know, get another one of those. Now this was interesting. This is the M Michelle Phan Cosmetics M Arched Longwear Brow Liner. I have the I have the brow pencil in brunette. This was a really great color for me. All right, here's my problem with it. I really enjoyed this, and a lot of you noticed my crazy brows all through, you know, ever since I showed you the haul on this. I have been drawing in some brows and loving this thing. Okay, this is great, but what I will tell you is the only drawback I see with this is it isn't that waxy. So what that means is I have been going through this pencil at an alarming rate. It twists up so you don't have to sharpen it, but I have been going through it at an alarming rate. This is not going to be around for long. So yeah, I'm going to be out of this very, very soon. Considering the price, I would say to just be very, very careful because you're not going to have this for very long. The thing that's nice about a waxy brow liner is, one, I think it stays put longer. I didn't have any problems with this staying put. It stayed put really well, but it's like it isn't summer, you know, so, you know, then I could probably tell if I was going to have some problems with this fading. It didn't fade out on me. It didn't go anywhere, but again, it's winter. The thing about it is I'm going to see the end of this relatively soon, so that's something to consider, again, as I said before, when you consider the price. A waxier pencil like Maybelline's, which is like one of my holy grails, the Maybelline pencil, the is it Master Precise brow pencil, has a much more waxy texture and it takes longer to go through. This is just something that you're not going to be able to get a longer length, you know, longer amount of use out of, which is going to be a concern for a lot of people considering that it is not really a drugstore priced item. So I loved it. It's arched by M. I loved it, but just something to consider when you're, you know, trying to, you know, make smart purchases, you know, with your money for your makeup. All right, this didn't work out the way I thought it would. This is the Vaseline Lip Therapy Rosy Lips. Now, I really, really like this, but I have deeply pigmented lips, so I got very, very little color out of this. It just made my lips a very, you know, there was a slight pinkness to my lips, but if you have less pigmented lips, you're going to want to check this out. I think it'll definitely work for you and be something that you really, really like. I'm not upset I purchased it because I wanted to try it. So yeah, of course I'll still use it, you know, until it's gone. It's such a cute little thing. And I saw regular Vaselines today at the store, you know, just regular Vaseline, not tinted or anything like that. So that's cool. You can pick one of those up if you don't care about the tint. Okay, this. This NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. This is the pressed version. I think I'm going to want the loose version. I think I'm going to like that a lot better. There were a lot of issues with this. You got to get through the overspray, which a lot of you told me is kind of weird. There's like a layer over this when you start using it. You get through that and it's fine. I, again, have that NC50 skin tone, and I had to be very careful with this and apply it very lightly, because when you first apply it, if you aren't careful in applying it and you do it a little heavy, it does show up on my skin. So I had to be very, very careful and light with it. I prefer to use it with a brush. It comes with this, which is fine. If you're, taking it out with you and doing touch-ups, it's fine to use this. I ended up just taking one of my Bare Minerals brushes and just dipping it in there and just, making my little thing. I do really like, I feel like I noticed a really nice halo effect, I'll say, in the videos where I had this on that I taped, while I was testing this out. So I really, really like that. I just would prefer, I think, the loose powder next time. I will get through this. That's the other thing. A lot of you told me, and I found it to be true, and I've only had this a couple weeks. I am really getting through it. I don't think this is going to last long, which again is a consideration. If you want to get the most out of your, the most bang for your buck, I'm going to run through this pretty quick. So again, the loose powder might be better because I think I would use less product. But again, I kind of preferred it with a brush as opposed to with the this guy. All right. This I loved. I couldn't stop wearing it. I loved it so much. This is a Lancome Gloss in Love. This is color 391. I think it was called, what is it, Fuchsia Flash or Flash and Fuchsia or something like that. It's number 391. That's so weird to me. A lot of times they do that. They have the name of the color on the box, but they don't have it on the product. So yeah. But anyway, I ended up loving this. I love how you click it. This makes it really easy. I was able to put it in my pocket and not worry about it because you have to click it to get it open. This wand is amazing. This is a really, really great, even though it looks funny, it's a great wand for your lips because that's how I put it on. I just went like this. And I wore it in one of the videos I taped while I was testing this out. Really, really great color. It looks great on its own, and it looks even better over top of, some of the lipsticks that I have. So I really, really like this. Kept my lips nice and moisturized. I love the moisturization. I don't really like any of the other colors. I'll probably take another look and just make sure, but I think I looked twice and I didn't see any other colors that I want to get from the collection, but $3.91 is great. All right, the CoverGirl True Magic, guys. The Luminizer, not so excited about. The Luminizer was one of those things where, let's see, here's the spongy thing that they both came with. It looks nice, but you have to be very, very careful with it. That gold pigment in it, you kind of have to place it. Like, think of a nail polish with glitter in it that has, not a whole lot of glitter in it. This has happened to a lot of us. If you paint your nails, it's happened. And you have to kind of place the glitter on your nails. You want just enough to show up. Like this, I didn't have to do that with because it was just full O glitter. Well, if you use this, you just have to place that goldness where you want it just to make sure you don't look crazy before you go outside. So yeah, it's one of those things where I wouldn't use it. A lot of the highlighters I have, I can just go bop, and I'm done. This ain't one of those things. So yeah, it's nice. A lot of people I think are gonna like this, but you just are gonna have to look in the mirror and place it on your cheeks to make sure you do not look crazy. Because one day I think I looked like Grace Jones. I had 2 stripes of gold going down the sides of my face, and I was like, I gotta be more careful because now I'm gonna have to wash my face before I go outside. All right, so this was interesting. This is the True Magic Skin Perfector, and I was hoping this would be similar to Mally's and the Stila product. And what I found is I think it's good. It's a good low cost version because Mally's like 40 bucks. The Stila is 30. The thing about this is, again, you have to be very careful. What happened to me, I was using the same poof again, and when I dip it in here and I press it on my nose and things like that, I look at myself afterward. There's no mirror in here, by the way. I look at myself afterward because I want to make sure my makeup stayed. One day I put this, and I have an oily T-zone. The place that gets oiliest on me first a lot of times is my nose. My nose looks so patchy one day because it's like my makeup, reacted to this. So I just have to be very careful when I use this. I use a very, very little bit, pop it in there and go like this, and then look, just to make sure, my makeup hasn't moved around and it isn't splotchy in areas. So that's the only thing I would say with this. It is a good product. It does help keep me matte, but I have to be very careful with putting it on my face, and just to make sure that I don't look crazy afterward. So the Stila, the last thing I have to tell you about this is the Stila Stay All Day Foundation and Concealer. And I have, what is it, number 15 Deep. I love that this has the concealer in the top. I really, really love that. I think that makes this a great foundation for travel. The concealer was okay. It wasn't the best concealer I've ever used. I really did love the foundation though. The foundation was fantastic. I think it's better than the concealer. I really liked it, and this color was a good fit for me. It's Deep 15. So this is something I would definitely purchase again, and you'll definitely see me wearing in videos. Again, with the combination skin, I was able to stay put with this all day. It didn't make me oily. It really looked the same way. It looked the same 8 hours after I put it on. It just looked really nice and fresh. It didn't move throughout the day, and it was just a great color match. The only thing I don't like I said, the concealer isn't my favorite, but the only thing that I found to be an issue was this right here, this whole spatula thing. I just didn't really like that. I would prefer a pump. But then again, if I had a pump, how could you give me the concealer in the top? So I get why that can't be, the case for this, but I would have preferred a pump for the foundation because I really like the foundation. It's good stuff. I've been running into a lot of really good foundations lately, which is a good thing. I didn't like the brush that comes with it. I just felt like I've never liked this kind of foundation brush. It's kind of like putting your makeup on with I feel like a painting, like thing. Yeah, I just didn't like that. But overall, good stuff. All right, guys, so I hope that was helpful. I really enjoyed trying all that stuff, and look out for the chopping block number 11. That will be coming soon. All right, guys, thank you. Bye-bye.